Hello, this is David Peretz, and I'd like to take this opportunity to share with the people who watch or subscribe to my YouTube channel a new class that I'm going to be doing, which will be a live in-person Zoom class for a subscription fee. The class will meet the last two Tuesdays in July and then all four Tuesdays in August in the early afternoon East Coast time. There'll be a link in the comments section to this video that'll take you to the Minerva Lifelong Learning website where the course will be hosted that will give you all of the details. The course will be called Dangerous Politics, Neglected Issues 2024, Why We Can No Longer Rely on Our Institutions to Rescue Us from Our Politics. The sessions will be live, 2 hours each, plenty of opportunity for asking questions and discussions. It's something I get in the comment section on the YouTube channel a fair bit. How can we attend these classes live? That's not possible with the YouTube channel. It is possible with the Minerva Academy course. Let me tell you just a little bit about the nature of the course in case you're interested. And I want to suggest, in a sense, it's the most ambitious course of the kind I will have taught over the last decade. I've been doing these lectures an hour a week. I also teach at a college. I also teach at various lifelong learning institutes. And around contemporary American politics, I've really been interested in three interrelated issues. One of them is, how did our politics become so deformed? Why is it that we can't talk to each other? Why is it that we're so polarized? Why is it that we are so incapacitated, incapable of getting anything done? The second issue is, what are the most urgent policy questions facing us as a society? And what possible policies might address those issues? Are there good options out there available to us that we are not currently pursuing? The third question is it possible to repair our democracy, to make it work better in the 21st century? And I want to suggest, right, the title of the class is referring to the fact that I think in 2024, as we enter now the main stretch of national elections, including an incredibly consequential presidential election, we can no longer rely on institutional guardrails to prevent our politics from moving in a violent or autocratic or authoritarian direction. On the one hand, we just had an assassination attempt, came within inches of succeeding, of the former president and leading candidate for the future presidency, Donald J. Trump. And this is not an isolated event. There is a growing wave of violence in our politics. It reflects the polarization. It reflects the increasingly existential stake that many people attach to the question, will my side win or will it be that awful alternative, right? And so it reflects the fact that we live in an era of negative partisan polarization where we really are motivated to vote by our fear for the other side. And I want to suggest this is really distorting our politics and making it very difficult to get almost anything done. I then want to shift to policy issues. And here the connection, I hope, is clear. But I think part of the reason so many people mistrust democracy in the 21st century, mistrust our proud constitutional tradition, is because the institutions are not solving the problems we urgently need to be solved. So I want to look at economics. I want to look at growing inequality, the receding fantasy of prosperity, the growing risk and reality of precariousness, downward mobility, and what we could do to restore a more equal, fair, secure, mobile economy for the 21st century. The second class will focus on issues to do with gender, sexuality, abortion, and the Supreme Court, and whether or not we are moving into a politics where we will use state power to try to reimpose traditional values that are no longer spontaneously endorsed by large portions of our population. And if so, how we got to that juncture, and what ways are there to create greater security and satisfaction with a less traditional culture. We'll then turn to the related issue of growing levels of immigration, the rapid transition to being a multiracial democracy in the United States, and the way in which this is also motivating considerable anxiety, fear, and resentment on the portion of large I'm sorry, on the part of large portions of the population of the United States. And again, what, if anything, we can do to create better social cohesion and integration in a diverse society on terms of mutual respect, as opposed to scapegoating some of the members of our society. Finally, in terms of substantive issues, I turn to global issues and to the idea that whether we're talking about climate change or pandemics, economic forces, or war, increasingly large portions of the social forces that influence the well being of people in the United States originate in or connect us to societies beyond our borders? How do we develop institutions that are more global or international and yet accountable to help us cope with these problems? And then the final class returns, in a sense, to the big underlying theme: how do we make democracy work better in the 21st century so that some of the policies that we've talked about in the previous weeks can actually be implemented, if the people of the United States actually want them to be implemented, if we can restore some responsiveness, some accountability, some opportunities for participating in opinion making and decision making in our society, we could actually get to a point maybe where we could restore some faith in democracy. So that's the ambitious outline for the course. Like I say, Tuesdays, early afternoon East Coast time, morning West Coast time. There's a link in the comment section to get you to the page where you can register for it. If it is your first time taking a Minerva class, you can put in the coupon box first time and you'll get a little discount. This is quite affordable anyway. And I hope some of you will consider joining me live. I would love to see you online in person at some point soon. Thank you very much and hope to see you there. Bye bye.